Yeah.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 49 of Tuesday Night Terrorvision. I am the father of currency, Pete Daddy Dollar, right here with you, fresh off of vacation at one of the northernmost points you can come to in Michigan, Paradise, which it was 20 degrees cooler there than it was at my house, which I don't really consider paradise, but it was beautiful nonetheless. Joined by my good friend, my confidant, and my co-host, J-Man.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me on.
I was standing in the lake in Lake Superior, and I sent J-Man a picture. I was like, I'm waving to Canada right now. Canada was at my back across the pond, as it were. But it was nice up there. It was nice. Good to be back. Good to see you, Jay.
Thanks.
And we are joined this evening by our guest making his return to the program for the first time since we watched Ghost in the Machine.
Oh.
It's monoTony. What's up, Tone?
I am glad I have an appointment with my psychiatrist tomorrow because I had no idea why that's allowed on YouTube, why that's allowed in civilized society. I don't know, but we're going to discuss it.
Was this the first time you had seen this?
I think at some point I was sent to the pits of hell or some ninth dimension or something, and I saw something similar, but to have it brought to life on the big screen, I mean, that truly takes artistic talent, because Jesus.
It was
a bad creator and director couldn't have done this. So, and I didn't realize it was Peter Jackson. So now that it's okay, you have to be good to make it that bad,
right?
Yeah.
Dude, did you ever see Bad Taste, Tony? We watched that the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
That was the movie we watched. Okay. I will get you a copy of that so you can watch it. Yeah. I want you to see that movie in comparison to this one. Bad Taste is we'll get there. I think it's a better movie. It's still batshit crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But this one,
J.J. Abrams couldn't have pulled this off.
No. Let me welcome to chat.
Right.
Eldritch Lord Haster. What's up, brother? Hail. Zombie Box Reviews. Welcome. Kasara Nance. How you doing, girl? Good to see you. Good to see you, Gap. Good to see you, Gap. Hail the chat. If you're watching on the replay, hello. Yep. Tonight we're reviewing the 1992 Peter Jackson movie, Brain Dead or Dead Alive.
Right.
I didn't get I just noticed StreamYard changed their layout for their app.
Yes, I know. They change every 10 minutes, and then I can't find anything after. I can never find stuff.
It threw me off when I was going through that. But so I don't have the title card for this one tonight, but it starts off on such a fucking crazy, you're on this expedition. And the two guys, it's the guy and his guide, and they have a monkey with them, which is this ferocious, hideous
rat monkey,
and they get happened upon by a tribe of locals, to the indigenous people to the area, with their spears. I don't know where they were exactly.
It says that, you know where they were? They're on Skull Island, which is King Kong. Peter Jackson does King Kong, right? They're on Skull Island. That's the whole.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I've seen this movie 400 times, so but yeah,
I saw Skull Island too, and I thought King Kong, but I didn't realize it was Peter Jackson.
I didn't even notice that
making the movie at the time. Like that's.
Yeah, isn't that's neat, right? So it's I mean, because they can take, you know, if you get, King Kong would have been public domain, right? Like, I mean, that movie is super old, and he loves it. That's his favorite movie, which is why he made that very long version. So yeah, Skull Island, they take a rat monkey or whatever, and you got those, I don't know, pygmies, whatever they are, right? Like Zinga, he's got the bite.
Yep, he's got the bite. He's got the bite. So they cut his hand off, and then they see a scratch on his arm. So they cut his fucking arm off. He's got a scratch on his face. So they cut his fucking head off. I'm like,
yeah. Like, could you have not have seen the face scratch first? Like, how brutal.
that is the motif of the whole movie. It starts slow and then it builds to ridiculous levels. So Tony hasn't seen Bad Taste, but
no.
And Pete, you hadn't seen it since, well, you saw it when I recommended it.
Yes.
And the thing is that look at all of the details. It's not just gore to have gore. It is so. Remember, I said inventive gore last week.
Oh yeah.
Like every single zombie or whatever, it has a weird thing.
Yep.
That light bulb woman, like a light bulb gets, and then she's just lighting up like.
She's there as a set piece.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie.
And, like, think of the craftspeople that had to assemble, because remember, it's very easy to have a lot of gore and you have, okay, arms are getting cut off and whatever. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, okay, we've seen arms get cut off. We've seen legs get cut off. We've seen heads get cut off. There is so many unique things going on. I mean, the rake, he puts a rake in the guy's head and then he puts it in a vice to keep him from moving.
Yeah.
Like someone wrote that in a script. Like, so Peter Jackson concocted that and then said, okay, guys, how are we going to do this one part with a rake in the head? What about the 5,000 other parts? Like even the guy's like, you know, guts going down the rope and then he's his butthole or whatever. And the butthole is like looking at it. Like, I mean, the creativity, this is why when they announced him for Lord of the Rings, this is why I was telling people, you need to watch Dead Alive. Oh, it's a silly, stupid, schlocky gore fest. Are you sure about that? Because show me another gore fest that's this inventive. Like, it's not just a bunch of zombies and they all get killed. Oh, it's so gory. It's like every single person gets killed, chopped up, cut in a weird way. Half a head is put into a blender. Like it's not even. It's like heads are getting kicked. Like a partial head is getting kicked around. Like I can't even feed them. There's a Pez dispenser. And she keeps her head keeps falling back from random things. Like my notes are just pages. It's like an entire page of just the uniqueness of each thing. Never mind, you know, what's the story? Well, the story is it's a zombie movie, but there's a love story.
There's a love story. Yeah. Paquita, she goes to the cards. Yes. She goes to the tarot cards. And well, you'll meet, and she's in love with like the doctor or whatever, he's pharmacist or whatever he's supposed to be, and it was freaking insane. And the cards, it shows something bad, and the old lady's like, "Oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry, don't worry." She's like covering the guy. No, it's fine. Don't worry about that. So then she goes to deliver the groceries, and the mom, she just smashes a fucking vase. You know, my mother, God rest her soul, this is something she would do, like not this extreme, but she would do this kind of stuff when I would bring a new girl home because she was weird and jealous because I was her son. And it's like no woman is ever good enough for your son, apparently.
That's mirrored in this movie.
Oh yeah, it is absolutely to a T. Like she gets pissed. What up, DJ MR Joel?
Hey, I kick ass for the Lord. Yeah. Oh, wait, you found the original one sheet? Wow.
That's a find.
Wow. I do not have any Peter. I maybe have a Hobbit one sheet, but that's tough. The Pez dispenser. Yeah, the Pez dispenser. Everybody's a unique character. And then the guy gets his lips torn off, the kick ass for the Lord, the kung fu priest.
Yeah.
And then he's got like no mouth but then he's still trying to kiss with her. I kick ass for the Lord.
Well, the fat uncle character.
Oh my God.
What a fucking he's like a grapist, first of all.
Big time.
And he's in a movie that's this fucking crazy, for that character to stick out the way he did really says something about the guy that was playing him and the direction that they took with his character, because that was insane. Now, I said in the description to the video, I said, one of us almost threw up watching this. One of us quit watching it, and one of us loves it. I almost threw up. I literally was.
So what was it with eating the ear, eating the pus and the custard?
That was that scene. This is good. It's real creamy. I'm like, and she eats the ear. They're
zooming in on. See, again,
I looked away. I'm like, I would rather watch Art the Clown tear somebody apart, rub salt in their bloody wounds than this.
And look at Meet the Feebles. Well, that's an interesting one too. But like, again, so there's going to be the gross dinner scene, which, let's say Texas Chainsaw would be something where it's like, okay, but it's nothing, because that's done on real fear. This guy gets more of a reaction because it does feel gross. Like, oh, that's nasty. And again, those characters appear for whatever that scene, the women's league or whatever it was. And then they go away, and they're just there to show that the mom is like literally just, degrading to, she's going down now. But it's the relationship with the son, how the son, he's still trying to maintain normalcy. It's like, buddy, it's over. Like, what are you doing? He's still trying to be like, oh, everything's fine. Oh, have some more beans. He's like trying to have a little bit more of some beans. It's like, okay. And I love that I love the relationship between the older couple, because the guy's like, oh, you don't make good food like this, honey. And he's eating the food. And she's like, she's completely horrified. And if you notice later on, when they cut back to where Vera is dead, he's like, I just saw her the other day. It was fine. It's like, no, it wasn't fine.
No,
it's
nothing
like,
about that was
oblivious.
fine. She's talking, and she's like, sound like me when I was on shrooms. Like, I thought I sounded normal, and I sounded like I was in like first gear, like driving through the mud. Just
WL.
Let's see. What up, Castler? Daniel Garcia.
Mr. Frost is awesome.
I've never seen.
Shit.
The first movie I ever saw with Jeff Goldblum was the 1987 Fly remake. That's a fucking great Cronenberg body horror movie.
Love it.
Because then I watched the original,
which is good too.
Which is absolutely fantastic.
Good too. Yeah.
Yeah. Tony, how far did you get before you tapped out?
Shit, you didn't see the gore fest. You didn't see the 45-minute super ultra gore fest. Oh no. My god!
I saw. And I was kind of lost in a lot of this, but I remember one of the last things I saw. He got the tranquilizer from the German scientist, and then they were all. I might have seen the beginning of the gore fest. Maybe they were all sitting around a table.
No.
And like we were just going to eat, and my wife is like, "What the fuck is this?" And it was showing something nasty and pussy or something. And I'm like, all right, and I turned it off, and then there wasn't enough time to turn it back on, but I got about halfway through the movie.
Oh my god. Okay, that scene with the zombies all there and he's feeding them, that scene is zero compared. That's what I was telling Pete. It's like, you gotta go with this, because it's okay. It takes you to the point where you're now watching it to see how much more inventive can it get, because it's not just there to be gross. It's there to be like, stick with you. Even that German veterinarian, it's like, he's like drooling while he's playing with like the guy.
Yeah.
it's like he's so weird, and he's like, I've got trunk card license, and you're like, what is going on with this character? He's weird too. I mean, every character is a weird kind of thing. Like, I don't know. Like, it's so crazy to come up with this many characters in a movie that doesn't need this. So, first of all, you don't need any of this in this movie. It could have just been a normal zombie movie. You'd be like, oh, that was pretty cool. But for Peter Jackson to be like, you know what? I'm maybe like, if this was the only zombie movie there ever was, it'd be like, okay, like I can't think of anything that any zombie movie has done that this hasn't already done, and then some. Like, yeah. I can't think of any, and I've seen all of them. I've seen almost all of Walking Dead. I've seen every zombie, lots of zombie movies. So I don't know. This is just like, I don't even know what to say. Like, everything is crazy. Like, they're fighting that giant woman. She's trying to suck him into her womb.
She sucks him into her womb.
Yeah. What the hell?
Come to mommy. It's like, yeah, all you see is this big naked half rat thing with an open womb, big floppy tits, and a fat saggy ass that looks like sacks of potatoes. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, so okay. So Pete, so let me ask you this. I'll ask you it seriously. The addition of that monster at the end, if that monster was not in the movie, it still would have been like, oh, that was crazy. But
yeah.
He threw that in. So what does that tell you about the person making this movie? Like, they're not settling.
No, he could have just made a zombie movie, but he's like, no, I want a huge naked half woman, half rat monster. Like, right. And he got one.
And he got it. Like, what? And even if you removed, there's a so you saw the uncut version. There is a cut version which is much shorter. I think it's like 12 minutes or something shorter. Somebody can fact check that easy, but whatever. It's significant, and obviously we know what's cut out, which is the gore. It's just toned down. But like the demon on the back, we just watched it. It was we saw that. It's not.
Yeah, we watched Demons not long ago.
That was us, Debbie Harry. All the Cronenberg talk I'm reading. I'm trying to read the chat too. I own every Cronenberg movie in the best version you can get, and I love all of them. Videodrome, Brood, all of it. But yeah, like Peter Jackson, the mind of this guy is crazy. Like, whatever he does, he goes the full. You're going to do Lord of the Rings. It's like, let's make a fantasy movie. I know, I'll make Lord of the Rings. How's that sound? It's like, you're going to do the ultimate fantasy book as your first fantasy movie. That's a bit weird. I'm going to do a zombie movie. Oh, you're going to just do like a pretty low key Night of the Living Dead, kind of a character driven piece about society. No. I'm going to make this bonkers and crazy, and it'll be insane. Oh, okay. He doesn't just, I'm going to make a King Kong movie. Oh, King Kong, that was like about 80 minutes. Yeah, pretty fun. A little bit of a social commentary. No, I'm going to make a 3-hour epic King Kong. Oh, everything this guy does is hardcore, full in. Yeah. Demons is awesome. Yeah. I mean,
Peter Jackson wrote a screenplay.
Oh, interesting.
I think I heard Joe Blow Horror, one of their videos, mentioned that he had written that would be interesting as hell. Like, I'm not gonna lie, with his mind, and I don't know when it was that he wrote that, but I would hope that would be a Robert Englund treatment.
Yes, for sure.
Oh my God, wait, he wants to do At the Mountains of Madness.
Peter Jackson, Lovecraft fan. Oh, yeah, he loves Peter. You can tell that he loves all of this kind of classic stuff.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a lot of body horror.
Yeah, all that kind of So he's really into. And again, the guy who made Bad Taste and Dead Alive. So you've seen those two movies, and you've seen Lord of the Rings, and you're like, this is the same person.
Yeah,
and it's weird, but it's not if you understand. He's making the most epic, insane, crazy zombie thing there's ever going to be. He's making the most epic, long, crazy King Kong there's ever going to be. He's making the longest epic story there is, which is Lord of the Rings. Like, this is how he sees it. Even Bad Taste, which is low budget. I don't know I forgot what the budget was.
$25,000. $25,000.
Yeah,
it was $25,000.
Right. Give me he stretched that as much as he possibly could stretch. And Society, I told Pete about Society, but that is the last like maybe 20 minutes is hyper gross. We'll save that one. There's like, they're serving tea and she's like, would you like my pee in the tea? And he's like, no, I think I'll skip that. So that's I don't know if we're ready for society just yet. I don't even want to show you the cover of the DVD on the stream for that movie. We'll hold off on that one.
Oh my God. I was trying to, like, because the beginning. Oh, one of the things that killed me in the beginning was the guy shoots at the tribe, but doesn't hit any of them. Then immediately throws his gun down. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You didn't even empty a whole magazine.
Yep.
And you didn't hit one of them. You could have just wiped them out. And then just,
I mean, those guys are nothing, right?
Yeah, just went on your way, but you chose the other way.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny. It was just like the decisions, and then what was his name? The main guy, Lionel
and Paquita.
Lionel and Paquita. He was it was like Three Stooges level physical comedy with the zombie violence just happening around him. Yeah, DJ Sengaya.
The bite. He's got the bite.
Sengaya. Maximum Overdrive was better than The Frighteners. I haven't seen The Frighteners in forever, but I want to do a review and actually want to do like a Patreon commentary for Maximum Overdrive, because that is an absolute balls to the wall, cocaine fueled, just insanity fucking riddled movie that I love that movie.
Yeah. I also love Maximum Overdrive. I don't know why we're comparing it to The Frighteners per se. Like they're not in any way similar, but I love The Frighteners. I think The Frighteners is a very good movie and very underrated. I have the soundtrack. I saw it in the theater. Like, I love The Frighteners. Great concept. But I do love both movies.
Frighteners is with Michael J. Fox, right?
Yeah, and that's Peter Jackson. That's where you can see. Yeah, again, The Frighteners, just like all these, it starts off The Frighteners, the Bad Taste, Frighteners, all these movies. The first like 20 minutes, whatever, they're all like somewhat weird, but it's hard to think that if you showed someone the first half an hour of Dead Alive and told them this is the normal part of the movie, wait till it, and even Tony's like kind of like, this is getting pretty weird. And to think that you like Tony didn't even get to the actual crazy, like, I mean, that's nothing. Like, that stuff is nothing. That's literally nothing.
That broke me.
Yeah,
dude. I wish I could show it on YouTube. I really do, which is fucked up because the movie itself was uploaded to YouTube. But if I showed it, they would probably I wouldn't just get a copyright. I would get like a violent warning for that. Yeah. I probably would.
Yeah.
But Tony, there's this scene. It's like the entire ending, quarter of the movie, Jay, where Lionel is just going ham on the room full of zombies. He's got a lawnmower around his neck, and he is just destroying all of them with a fucking lawnmower. There is just blood splatter just fucking everywhere. I mean, it looks like arterial spray painting the entire fucking house. I mean, it's
like, I don't even like the amount of effort. And then he mows one lot, and you thought, okay, he turns around, there's another room full, and he goes through them the other way. And in the meantime, Paquita and that one girl who is going to get nailed because she got bit, they're fighting off a whole section of it. And that uncle, who is such a weird character, but then all of a sudden he becomes like this hero where he's chopping them up, and he's like, you're like, okay, this guy's enjoying. He found his calling.
Yep.
His calling is, I'm gonna kill all these losers. Night of the Creeps. I've met the actor. I met the crippled guy from Night of the Creeps and the director, who's the director of
Monster Squad. Fred Decker.
I met them both.
I've got, like I said, one of my favorite hoodies is my Night of the Creeps hoodie it's got the main cast on the back. It says "Thrill Me" down one sleeve, and it's got the slugs. It's got the slugs in the other one, and it says Night of the Creeps in the title lettering on the front. And it's got the big picture of them with the shotgun and the flamethrower and Tom Atkins on the back.
Oh, that's a great hoodie. Wow.
I beautiful. Bought that at Horror Hound.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen that one.
Oh, that is awesome. No, I don't have any of these cool shirts anymore. That was in my 300 plus pounds days. I had to get rid of them. I had a lot of like limited edition because all these websites do these limited print run shirts or something, and then you're like, but yeah. I've been trying to catch up reading the chat to all of these. Like Wishmaster saw that in the theater. That was great. So all the guys, everything that they're talking about, I've seen all of these. Phantasm 2 is mentioned, of course. That's
Phantasm. Hell, me and Trina reviewed the entire franchise. We did a review of the entire Phantasm franchise, which one of my favorites. The first two are great. The second two are the fifth one is just a cobbled together mess, and you could see Angus Scrimm was at the end of his days.
Yeah.
When that one was going on. It's funny. I've got like all the shitty Hellraiser movies on DVD, and I have the first two, which are fucking masterpieces.
Yeah, for sure.
On VHS, original copies.
You got to upgrade those, the original two.
I know. I don't own when I bought the collection, I'm like, the Hellraiser collection. Okay, I got it at Walmart, and it's like 3 through 7 or whatever. I'm like, God,
there's 10.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so 3 through 10, and I'm like, son of a bitch, it doesn't have the first two. Those are the best ones. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I'm a bit of a Phantasm shill, as you know. I watched Phantasm 4 with the tall man sitting next to me, and Don Coscarelli in the seat in front. And then I talked to them. I got pictures with them. I got autographs. It's all free. All of these things that when I met these people, Decker, everybody, Reggie Bannister, I met him. It's all free. This is in the days. This is why when I'd go to these cons, all of a sudden, I remember when I went to go meet. I met Betsy Palmer. So I met Betsy Palmer. My name's Jason, and when I said my name was Jason, she came up from around the table and hugged me, and I got a picture of her hugging me. She's like, my son.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, and I had to pay $20 for her autograph and picture, and I thought, wow, I gotta pay $20. That's weird. I thought, well, it is Betsy Palmer. Like, I paid nothing for CJ Graham. I paid nothing. I think Amy Steele, I paid like $5. I gave, I paid nothing. This was like, you go and you meet these people and it's free. Kane Hodder, I paid nothing. I paid $0 for Kane Hodder, picture and autograph, 0. So now that it's like this pay thing, I was like, this is weird. Why am I paying all this money? Like now it's like 56, like those Terrifier pictures, it's like $50-$60 a pop. And I'm like, why is this a thing? But anyways, that's how it is now. But that's the old school fandom where it was really about fans. And like Don Coscarelli and I talked for a good amount, and like all these guys. Anyways, so I'm a Phantasm show. I love all 5. Part 3 gives me chills. I love the ending. Part 3's ending gives me chills. I love it. Anyways, is this one this scary? You're already dead. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's flying with the radio promo vacation. Yeah. Hellbound Heart. I have read it. Yeah, I read it.
I've got some of the Clive Barker Hellraiser comics.
They're great.
And they're fucking crazy, but they're awesome.
Yeah.
Those are definitely some batshit crazy books, but the art is fantastic and the stories are really good.
Yep.
But no, Tony, the lawnmower scene in this one goes on, and Paquita during this time is shoving a fucking head and a hand into a blender. And then her head almost gets pulled into the blender.
Tony, did you see the baby? Did you see when he takes the baby to the park or no?
I don't think I saw that.
Okay. No, that is a masterpiece scene. So the two of them during that dinner scene, that they have sex and they have a zombie baby. So this is, I believe, I'm not sure. I cannot say for sure, but this is the first time I'd seen a zombie baby from my knowledge. And I saw this movie basically when it was out. So I don't know. I don't know if there was a zombie baby prior to this. I don't know. What do you think? I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't think prior to this, the only one that I can think of after this is probably the remake, Zack Snyder's, was it Dawn of the Dead?
Yes, he remade Dawn of the Dead, which wasn't too bad.
That wasn't. No, I liked. That's the
wasn't
one thing that Snyder did that I really liked was the Dawn of the Dead remake,
Yeah,
and
it
a
wasn't
lot
too
of that
bad.
was the cast.
Yep.
But the gal, it was Mekhi Phifer's like wife or girlfriend.
Yes.
Gives birth in the mall, and the zombie was a baby, and the one lady was going to shoot it. She was taking in like baby stuff to it, and then he shoots her, she shoots him.
Right. Okay, so I've seen zombie babies before, but this one is so funny. But the end, the zombie baby, it goes through her face and rips her face through, and then his face is behind her face, which is great. But that zombie baby, they get a lot of mileage out of that thing.
Oh.
It is hilarious. He's beating the crap out of it. That's fun.
Yeah.
Again. So there's a scene where so he's trying to take care of these zombies as though they're his extended family because he feels responsible for them because his mom is causing all this carnage, and then he's like, I'm going to take it to the park to take it out for playtime, and you're sitting there thinking this is ridiculous and stupid and why is this happening? But the reason it's happening is because it is ridiculous and silly.
Yep.
You're watching a zombie movie. You can't, this always gets me with people and reviewing movies. It's like you're reviewing a Terrifier film, which is a different review than Die Hard, which is a different review than Wizard of Oz, which is a different review than Lord of the Rings. You don't say, well, I didn't think Die Hard was as good as Wizard of Oz. It's like, why is that? Like, what are you talking about? Right. Yeah. Like that's not a thing.
That's comparing my dreidels to a fucking USB drive. It doesn't.
It's not even apples to apples. It's like an apple to a car or something.
Yeah.
Like what? So this movie is a zombie movie. All zombie movies are ridiculous. Why can't they run? Why are they slow? Why does a headshot kill them? If they have motor functions, okay, are they working just off instinct? Every zombie movie makes up its own rules as it goes along. And it doesn't, and it ignores everything else. Everyone's rules of zombies apply because of George Romero's version, which was the most popular version of a zombie. And you think, well, that's what a zombie is to me. If you watch Asian cinema, you'll see that those Chinese vampires are those hopping ones. You ever see Chinese vampires that they hop? They have their hands on Chinese vampires, they hop. They actually hop like birds. And you have to stick like a little spell on their head, and that'll stop them. And they can't cross over pure rice. Like there's all these different rules. We're going by the rules that Romero established, but this movie they're all silly. Why is it? The zombies are silly. It's a silly concept, a silly thing. So why not just make it as crazy? Like someone at some point said, well, we shouldn't go too far. Why not? Why not? It's a movie, right? You're gonna sit there for 100 minutes. Let's give them 100 minutes of absolute insanity.
Yeah. Just balls to the wall, all out gore, ridiculous fucking setups and deliveries on the scenes. I mean, the mom is sitting there and she's going literally retarded. Her face is falling off. Yeah. He super glued it. It's just like, there's the asshole that literally farts. The heart, like the aorta, are like eyes. Choking him with intestines. I mean, this was a fucking nut job of it. It looks like it was made by somebody during a fever dream on an acid trip while they took mescaline. Like that's basically what it was.
Why is he feeding them? Because so the woman, the scene you just mentioned, she cuts her face when she's doing the makeup and she cuts her face. So, I mean, if that actually happened, the realistic thing is you call an ambulance and you get the hospital because you're going to need stitches, right? Obviously, but she's like, no, we got to get the guests ready. So, super glue is invented to hold guts together, right? That's actually that's why there is super glue, because that's why your finger sticks so well. That's so let's super glue, and then it's this excruciating scene of him trying to stick it. She's like, and you're just like, what am I? And again, the initial reaction would be like, what am I watching? This is so crazy. But what are you watching when you watch a more conventional zombie? Like, what's a more conventional zombie movie? Well, I like conventional zombie movies, so they're okay. Like,
Right.
Like, what you know, it's like, oh, they get bitten on the neck or something. Well, I prefer where guys are being torn, or like chunks are being torn out of them. It's like, make it crazy.
Yep.
And again, there's different genre of zombie movies. Romero's movies are made to give you some sort of social point, right? Everyone goes to the mall. Even when they're dead, you still go to the mall.
the lingering effects of capitalism on the psyche.
The idea that if we were in part one, if we weren't together, we could have easily Barbara was right. They could have walked. They could have just walked at any point in that right. So lots of great, social commentary, and those movies are amazing, and they're clearly better than this movie. If you're looking for proper character story development, social theme, or whatever, then his at least the trilogy is brilliant masterpiece. They're like the bar. But Peter Jackson is like, I can't make my movie better than those guys. So I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna take the Dawn of the Dead craziness, and as crazy as Dawn of the Dead was when the zombies finally break through, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna times it by 11, and I'm gonna really make this crazy, because everyone will remember Romero's movies for the social commentary and the suspense and the thrills, and they're going to remember my movie because they're not going to be able to forget it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, there's no getting this out of your head once you've seen it. I mean, it's funny he didn't mention this one during his Oscar acceptance in 2001. Like, if he would have said Bad Taste, Meet the Feebles, Brain Dead, I'm surprised the Academy overlooked Brain Dead, as he should have said, I'm surprised they overlooked Brain Dead especially. Like, that would have been, they would have been like, you know what, just give us the Oscar back, Peter.
Oh yeah, we forgot you made that weird movie.
The puppets, those were acceptable. Bad Taste will allow it, but
we'll allow that one.
Yeah, Brain Dead. We gotta really rethink this thing here.
So you're okay with with eating the barf though? That you're okay on that one? You didn't like the pus? The pus looked a little bit more realistic though, I think, than the barf.
Oh no, the barf almost made me that wasn't it. I wasn't as close as I was with this one. It was the
yeah. Okay, that is. Your mother ate my dog. Remember that?
Oh God, yeah. Your mother ate my dog. What's it? Fernando. Poor doggy. Poor fucking shepherd. He got fucking mauled by grandma. Mom.
The dog.
He just ate those. She's pulling the fucking.
That's gross. That's. She's not even Korean. Come on, no.
Where's Chris Fisk?
Yeah,
he would have been like, can confirm.
No, but like, dude, I mean, it's like, your mother ate my dog. It's like, oh, well, she didn't eat all of it. Yeah. And so that's a consolation. He puts the tail out. So I shouldn't eat the full thing. It's got some of it's there.
Yeah, and it's just everything about every scene of this movie just gets progressively more insane, like until the fucking end. That's just madness. That is just fucking madness. What a happy ending for Paquita and Lionel. Jesus.
That mini subplot about the father that she had drowned or whatever.
Yeah.
What was interesting? There was some story. So Tony, just to let you know, there was a little bit of a story with the father, and because he's absent and the mom is weird, but that's the thing. So she felt that she was betrayed by the husband. She murdered the both of them or whatever.
Yep.
And so they had a little bit of a story there, which explains why I guess she came back as this evil demon rat. I don't even know what she is. It's like, I mean, where Todd McFarlane? Where's the where they're not going to make a Funko Pop out of that thing. I can tell you that much. Maybe the wound can open or something. I don't know. Can you put other little Funko Pops in it or something?
Yeah, you have a figure that like fits into the womb. Dude, tell me like a placenta.
Complete with Lionel, and you can put Lionel in the thing.
Mother, no,
yeah. But and then he cuts himself out of it with that
the moon
magic amulet or whatever.
Yeah. The half moon like amulet thing. Yeah.
I mean, that it's crazy. And like, I just don't like, when I first saw this movie, I there's a few movies where it takes me a while. I have to rewatch them before I realize, oh, they're either really good, or sometimes I rewatch them. I thought, yeah, that wasn't that good. This one I watched, I was like, I got it. It's one of these ones I'm like, I totally understand what's going on. I get it. I'm in. Meet the Feebles. I saw it the first time I saw it, I thought, yeah, it's okay. Then I saw it again. I actually saw it in the theater at a festival, and it played better in the theater. When I first watched it, like, this is kind of like weird, but in a good way, enough for me to want to see it again. Then I saw it a second time. Bad Taste, I just kind of loved immediately because it's so weird. But like, sometimes, you have to watch it a couple of times to be like, okay, what's going on here? Or, I didn't get it. Or is it a bad movie because is like, it seems like it feels like this is a bad movie, but I don't think that it is. I actually think it's a masterpiece. Because I could never replicate. And if someone said to me, give me 25 different zombie tricks, that you haven't seen before. Wish I could choke sort of maybe the whole movie. Expanded Mr. Crusoe tribute. I don't know. But yeah, like, if someone said, give me 25 crazy zombie things, how are you like, come up with them? You're like, okay, chop the arm off. That's not crazy enough. Chop their head off. No. Cut their head in half this way. No. Right. Like, it's not like even as simple as that. Okay, how about like, I don't know, like, I'm already done. Like, I'm already spent. Never mind the 50 different techniques. Like, I almost wanted to write them all down and be like, zombie light bulb, zombie rake, baby zombie rips face in half and replaces that face with his face. Like, mom getting sucked into zombie mom's womb. Like, intestines and whatever, like, insides fighting and becoming a monster, and you're fighting your own a-hole. Like, yeah, like, okay, that's weird. I was like, oh my God, I can't even name them all now. And I just watched this yesterday for like the 100th time or whatever.
Well, the punk guys, what about the punk guys that find Lionel in the cemetery and they just start beating on him because they think he's a necrophiliac? They don't even like give him a chance to explain what he's doing. They're just beating the shit out of him. And then the one guy like gets cut in half, and he's like wearing his torso around his legs to like move him around.
And he still continued to fight. And then they pissed on the moms. I love that they pissed on, and then she humps him to death or something. Yep. Like, yeah, she humped him to death. Like, what the hell?
It was like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, all the punks. And then I love the uncle just has the huge party, which gives us all the fucking zombies we need for the murder scene, because everybody just shows up at the same fucking time. Like, they all just come in, and I like Paquita hits him, and then he just fucking goes, it just goes full Harvey Weinstein. Like, he did. He was just like, nope, I don't have to hide it anymore. The mask is off. I like she knocked his hairpiece gets knocked off at one point, which is funny.
And then that's moving around and going, and it goes on the baby.
It goes on the baby.
So you've got a Benny Hill sequence with this hairpiece now. Now, why does that need to be? So again, you're writing a script out, you're typing a script. Why does that need to be in the script? Because it's kooky. Throw it in there. Like, what if we have the guy with a toupee, and then the toupee falls on a baby zombie, and then he tries to chop the baby zombie's head off with shears, but he misses and cuts his own toupee. So it's like he ruined his own hair. Like, what is this? Like, why is this in the movie? Because it's cool. It's weird. And there's a party, and it's fake. The second the party shows up, as a viewer, you're like, oh, they're just all got to become zombies so he can kill them all. And you're thinking, well, that's a cheap contrivance, but everything in a zombie movie is contrivance.
Yep.
It's there to have like, soon as this in slasher movies are built on these tropes, which are contrivances. Like, oh yeah, here we go. Oh, here comes the asshole character. Wonder if he's going to get a big gory death. He. Well, why is that? Is that stupid? Is it stupid that you know he's going to get a gory death, or is it inventive when he gets a gory death that you haven't seen before? This is what you're analyzing as a slasher fan. Slasher movies are looked down upon and they're all stupid and they're all formulaic. I know, but the brilliance in the formula is how you can still maintain the formula and keep our interest.
Yeah.
That makes a masterpiece slasher, which I don't rate against Wizard of Oz or I'm saying Wizard of Oz because that's a masterpiece kids movie, and Die Hard because that's a masterpiece action movie. So I'm using those as my so we don't compare to Die Hard because it's not the same thing. Die Hard is based on the fact that how is this one guy barefoot with nothing, no weapons, or severely underweaponed versus all these, how is he going to do all this in one location and not screw it up?
Yep.
So you watch that unfold. It's nothing new. He's fighting criminals. Okay, that's every movie, but it's how they present that. Same with slashers. We know they're all going to get killed. We know there's zombies. As soon as you see, I'm going to have a party, I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's like, oh shit. We're going to up the body count now exponentially. And that's exactly what they did. Yep. And what up, Burley Sullivan? Is the baby getting pillowcased against the metal poles, one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Yeah, that shit was hilarious. That just added, like I said, it was Three Stooges physical comedy in a zombie format with people just, and the uncle, we even talk about him, he got his head and his spine ripped out, so he became like a fucking, I don't know, it was again this very Lovecraftian creature. And what did Paquita like ripped his head off or something?
Yeah, and then she spun. Okay.
No, she spun him around by the fucking spine. She's just spinning him around.
So question: what alternatives did she have but to do that? Like, yeah, I mean, that's, you see this thing and you're like, well, F it, I'm gonna rip its head off.
Yep.
I mean, what else are you gonna do with it?
It made sense. Honestly, you look at it in terms of the context of the movie and the universe that it exists in. Yeah, like this shit was all insane. Like her doing that just fit right in with the fucking lawnmower necklace. Every escape, every kill, every time Lionel, he was swinging by the rope from the attic as a freaking flesh bag pinata for all these things, and none of them got him. And he made his way up, and then he swings. It was insanity again. And Paquita's sitting there the whole time with that other girl who you knew was going to be cannon fodder, and that was great because that's the cover art. Is the face rip open by the baby. But yeah, that.
So here's another question I can pose to you guys. So you've seen other zombie movies. So Paquita in this movie gets bit by a guy, but then it's just his dentures, so it doesn't penetrate because it's not really his real teeth. So it's just dentures, so it doesn't count. He didn't actually bite her. Mm-hmm. And Lionel, who's hanging upside down for probably 5 minutes of screen time, like clearly he's dead, right? But he's not dead. Why is he not dead? Why is Paquita okay? Because it's plot armor. They need to survive. Oh, it's just stupid plot armor. Okay, well, why is Rick or whoever in anything surviving? Because it's plot armor. Why isn't Negan auto-killed the second they have a chance, right? Like in there's a girl, was it Rosita? One of the girls in Walking Dead can snipe a zombie from like a kilometer away. Negan is standing 2 feet from her and she hits his baseball bat. Like, it's fake.
Yep.
It's plot armor. But this movie is making fun of that. It's like the guy's hanging there helpless. There's a zombie thing coming from the top. There's zombies coming from here. It's a room full of zombies and he doesn't get bit. This girl literally gets bit. Oh my God. Oh wait, it was just dentures. Ha ha ha. That's a joke. He's saying, look how silly it is that of course the two heroes, and you know the uncle's going down.
Oh yeah.
Right. But you're like, how much? So the game is, how much damage can this uncle do before he goes down and before your opinion of him changes? Because when he's fighting these guys, you're like, I kind of like this guy. He's pretty good. He becomes slightly heroic in a weird way because he is kicking ass. And you're just like, even the priest, the Kung Fu priest, he comes in, you're like, well, this guy's not going to actually win. But it's going on for a while. You're like, oh my God, can this guy survive this? Like maybe he'll survive it. And then in the, like literally bit, and then he's thrown through, thrown through the angel thing. It's like,
yeah.
So his own religion killed him.
It was so fucking there wasn't anything in this movie that wasn't crazy. So you can't even, you can't, when you look at this in terms of like you said, like reviewing it, like this is in terms of zombie movies, it's like more Return of the Living Dead than it is Night of the Living Dead. You know,
I don't buy the fucking dentures.
It didn't penetrate.
They would have fallen out long before. Like a zombie keeping dentures.
Yeah.
Right. That's the point. It's silly.
Yep.
It's there to. It's like, okay, he has dentures. Like, okay, sure. What? It's like what?
Yep.
It's just it's not put in there to be pointed out to say like, oh, that's weird. It's put in there to.
What about? Yeah, it's a comedy, and it's something that hadn't really been done before, so I get that. But what about dental implants?
not in New Zealand in that time.
Yeah.
What about a 1980s black guy with gold teeth? Since the teeth are plated.
So if that person became if that person became a zombie, I think it's the saliva. It's breaking the skin so that the saliva of the mouth enters the skin of the denture. Dentures would not be stronger because he doesn't have enough of a bite.
He
doesn't have enough of a grip.
The virus. Yeah, the zombie virus. So it would have to try. So the dentures wouldn't be strong enough to.
Yeah.
So like if George Washington and his wooden teeth became a zombie, then he's fucked. He ain't converting nobody.
No.
And
how would he even? Yeah, he would. And they never address this in a zombie movie. I know they do in Return of the Living Dead, which is they actually consume the brains or whatever. And you guys got to watch Return of the Living Dead Part 3. That's one of my favorites. It has Melinda Clarke in it. And when she becomes the full-on zombie mode at the end, she is the damn coolest zombie of all time. You can look up Melinda Clarke zombie, and you'll see she looks awesome. And I met her, and she's the best. But anyways, could they survive? Like, if zombies didn't eat anything, would they perish from hunger? Do they need to bite? I know in Return they say they eat the brains, so they're actually feeding them the brains. Especially in Part 2, Part 2 is more of a jokey, as much as a joke as Part 1. Part 2 is even more of a of a joke. But Part 3 returns back to, it's basically Romeo and Juliet in hell is what they kind of call it, because his girlfriend is slowly turning and he's trying to stop her from turning. But then the government is using zombies and creating exoskeletons and using them as warriors, as soldiers.
I've never seen the third one.
Oh, it's so good. It's actually very good. I really like it. It's a good movie. But yeah, so I guess, I don't know, would they just die out eventually? Like, what happens if what if the whole planet was a zombie? Then what would happen?
Would they become cannibals eventually?
I don't know. Would they form hierarchies? Like,
they do slowly deteriorate, right? Like an old zombie, like, his jaw starts falling off, and
that was one thing The Walking Dead did well, was it showed almost progression of them from when they were, a freshly, reanimated corpse or zombie to when they were breaking down, just from normal, post-mortem deterioration.
Right.
Which was, and of course the Greg Nicotero's effects were second to none. The effects in that show were better than the actual stories most of the time, especially in the later seasons.
That's something that hasn't really been explored either, which it started really being, coming to light during COVID. That like the first strain of a virus is always the harshest, but the virus wants to survive. So it starts weakening itself down to a point where it doesn't kill the host, so it can continue to spread. So that's something we've never seen, like, I don't think, in zombie movies. What about that second or third evolution of the virus where the person's like a fucking zombie but not full blown gone and becomes something just dangerous?
There's a movie I have, it's Canadian, it's called Fido, Fido, zombie movie. Zombies are integrated into society and they become pets. And so Fido, as in Fido, your dog or whatever, so the story is one family, they can't afford you can't afford a zombie. You're not going to take care of them. You're not going to feed them and all. And it's this, right. And it obviously it's this whole thing about the zombies. They don't even care about them. And it's like they start using them as almost like a slave labor or they see them as pets all of a sudden. And then how ethical is that? Or it's Canadian, so it's going to be our Canadian movies are very weird, and yet we do embrace them. Like that's why we love Cronenberg. It's like they're all weird. Like I watch video. I've seen Videodrome like 8 times. I don't know what's going on. I took a course on Cronenberg. I've written essays on Cronenberg, and I don't understand. Oh, Jay, you must understand. I don't understand anything. This is like I wrote an essay. I wrote a 35-page paper, and I cannot explain what's going on. I can tell you sort of, but so we love this crap, and the fact that there's a course in university for Cronenberg just makes it even more awesome. But I don't know, but it sounds like they could explore. Zombie movies aren't dead; they could do stuff if they're inventive. I think people now just want to see the zombies get killed. They want to see guys destroying them or whatever. Tony, have you seen Demons, the Italian? I don't know how much of a horror guy you are, if you've seen the Italian movie Demons.
No.
You didn't watch that with us, did you? When we did, because we did a watch of that. Okay.
I remember you were talking about like you were watching some Italian horror movies, but I didn't see that.
So in that one, even if they scratch you, it's bitten, scratched. If they bleed on you in such a way that, like, let's say some blood goes into your mouth or into your eye or something, if it goes into your ear, even that will turn you into a demon. So the demons are way more aggressive. It's not even but the demons are smart. They will they'll do tactics. Like they'll go around and scare you and you're like, oh shit, you basically can't win, right? Because they're stronger and have their intelligence.
See, that's what I was almost thinking of when I was talking about like the zombie virus, like evolving into something to where it's weaker, but it doesn't kill the fucking host either. Mm-hmm. So they still have some intelligence and they're still part of their old self in there, but they still have that like primal zombie rage where they're just smarter. They're not just a dumb, like Walker in The Walking Dead, just coming at you and they just overwhelm you with numbers, but actually being able to plan and stalk their prey. And that sounds dope. I should watch Demons.
It's pretty good. That's a very fun. It's dubbed, so I don't know if you're familiar with Italian horror movies, but they're all dubbed no matter what. And even if you watch a subtitled version, some of the audio won't match because in Italian movies everyone speaks their own language and then everything's redubbed in one language. So the Italian actors are speaking their lines in Italian. The American actors are speaking their lines like in English or whatever. And then later everyone's redubbing everything in one cohesive language. So there is no version where all the voices match the lips, because the Italian version, the Americans' mouths don't match. And in the other version, the Italians don't match. So you're stuck with what you're stuck with. But I've converted Pete. I think I've gotten pretty converted. Like there's been like 4 or 5 now. I think we've done.
I was watching Tenebrae last night in the hotel room.
Oh man, I told you. No, that's a special movie. Yeah, that's a very special movie. This one is special ed. No, this is a special in a different way. I wanted to mention the way that the mom kills the rat monkey after it bites her. This is imagine you're at the zoo and somebody she like stomps the crap out of it.
I was at the zoo today. like this morning.
Which is great that you went to the zoo right before you
Yep.
this. Yeah.
If I saw some shit like this happen, I would have just been like, okay, there's just another excuse to go home early. Let's get the fuck out of here. Like, if I see an old lady stomping some small creature, I am leaving. I am out that motherfucker. Like, and I was getting stared down by a hyena like I was a 210-pound snack today. Like, I've never seen a hyena in person. You talk about an intimidating, they're fucking huge.
Yeah.
If you see those bastards in person, like, they look frightening. Like, I like, if you look at that, it's more unnerving if they make eye contact than a lion. Like, honestly,
really?
Yeah, like just the hyenas, because they're so fucking just gnarly looking. Like a lion, you know, a male lion, look, unless you really fuck with them, you know, they're lazy as fuck. It's the females you got to worry about. Hyenas, any one of them bastards will just tear you to shreds, like, for no reason other than they're just dicks. You know? And
I don't think I've seen any hyenas. I've seen a lion, but not a hyena.
Yeah, that was the first time I've ever seen a hyena in person.
That's I don't think. They had a huge rhino at our zoo, like a huge rhino. He was like I don't know how old they said he was, like 100-something years old or whatever. It's like this, like you could ride it like Battle Cat, like He-Man or something. Like it looked, and it's just this huge rhino. You're like, wow.
Were you in Wakanda? Is it a battle rhino? Was it a battle rhino?
Yeah.
But
the advanced civilization of Wakanda, where they settle political differences by combat.
Yeah, by tribal combat, and they have battle rhinos. I'm like, this does not scream advanced technology to me. And living right outside the city, they still have mud huts. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, that's a weird movie.
Out here, they have, and it sounds extremely homoerotic, Siegfried and Roy's Secret Garden, but it actually is a zoo. It's not a bat or a fucking whatever. It's not a steam room.
It's not a bath. It's not a bathhouse. You don't go there for fits.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention another thing that was funny, where he's trying to run away, and there's so much blood that it's like he's just
running in place. He's just fucking running it, Tony. It was fucking hilarious. Homeboy is just seriously. It's like a goddamn Bugs Bunny cartoon.
It's a Bugs Bunny cartoon, yeah.
Yeah, he's just, you know, before the character finally gets traction and takes, and then he's like skipping rocks over heads, over severed fucking heads.
Yeah, so he's standing on their heads and using them as like traction to get across. Okay,
that's amazing.
It was fucking fantastic.
I mean, I get. How did someone? I'd love to see the script. Was that in the script, or did they improvise that? Because how can someone have thought of so many weird, kooky, little, silly things to throw in this movie? It is a cartoon, but like, who would have thought to he was, there's heads. I'll just step on those and.
Probably one of those things where a lot of it was like on the set that day. Like, what if you did it like this? You know, and let's just try it out.
All right.
Yeah, it's you know there had to be a lot of improv in this. Like I would venture a guess to say the Lionel character was like, well, like you said, I'm playing a klutz anyway, like you mentioned, Tony. So what if I did this? You know, like what if I sat there and ran in place and then leapfrog heads, or what if I swung around all the zombies and I was just out of reach?
Yeah, because you start to get a feel for it, and you're in a zone, you know, at a certain point, and you start, well, I feel like my character might do this, you know.
Yep.
Party's over. That was the best. Now that was the badass moment right there.
There were some good one-liners. There were some good one-liners in this. I will say that for a movie with just such a batshit crazy tone, they give you some good one-liners in this one. The uncle, him just going nuts, like chopping everything. There's just a pile of fucking body parts in the kitchen and zombies just in front of him because he went Ginsu on him. It was, and speaking of which, as soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna go upstairs and eat the rest of my Thai food that I was gonna save for tomorrow night. But yeah, I'm glad I ate before I watched this movie. I was gonna sit there and eat while I was watching it.
Oh my god, that would have been great.
No, I don't want to clean that mess up. That would have been tragic.
The only thing that's ever made me gag, I'll tell you something, this is going to be weird. The only thing that's ever made me gag, and I hate this, I don't like bubbles. Okay, so remember in Creepshow, Stephen King plays that one guy who touches the meteor and then he starts to slowly become like this moss man. So he touches the meteor and it gives him all these blisters and bubbles, and he goes, he put it in his mouth. I'm like, no, bad taste, no problem. Terrifier 2 and 3, no problem. Hellraiser, no problem. This Dead Alive, no problem. That little and you know what else makes me grosses me out in Gremlins Part 1, where Stripe, when he's the full gremlin, not when he's still the Mogwai, the full gremlin, he falls into the swimming pool and his back becomes all bubbly. Gross. It's like pop all those goddamn things. Like get it out of that's gross. Other than that, no problem. I can watch surgeries, right? Like it's like no problem. This movie, I'll be eating. She's eating that ear and ripping that tail out of her mouth. Yeah, that's fine. No problem. But those bubbles, it's just like realistic. I don't like realistic things as much. Like if it's like, well, I mean that was realistic, but like still, it's like when he put that finger in his mouth, it's like, ugh. I don't like bugs that much either, but I can take them. Like the bug one in Creepshow was pretty weird, but I don't really mind. I know, like my wife's like, nope. Like the second there's one bug anywhere, she's like, yeah, no, done. Like Starship Troopers, that'd be Clockwork Orange. That'd be torture. That'd be her torture.
Yeah, I was gonna say she probably would not do well with that one. Yeah,
no, not Starship.
No, God, no. Or so I take it she's not a fan of arachnophobia either. Fucking no. Hard, like the hardest, like that, like terror. She's not gonna watch Terrifier 2 because she just doesn't like that in general. But yeah arachnophobia, zero. That's a great movie and it is creepy. Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, zero chance. Like she can't do one. Like Beetlejuice, where he just grabs the bug and eats it. She's like, I'm like, we've seen Beetlejuice like 20 times. I know, but I can't do that part. I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like, this is not that bad.
It's not that bad.
He's gonna say nice fucking model. That's worth watching the whole movie right there for that one scene.
Man, that's cut out in the TV version. But man, that is hilarious. I love Beetlejuice. That's a great movie. But anyway,
absolutely. All right, so
I have nothing else to say on this. I don't know what you guys like. I know I did a lot of talking because I'm a bit of a shill. If you haven't noticed, I'm a bit of a shill for this movie. But I really don't know. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like,
I think we've covered it. I mean, there's really nothing else to say on this one. Let's score it.
I mean, okay, look, I'm just gonna say it's a 10 out of 10 because I'm a shill for it. The thing is, this movie came at a time. I have too much history with it. Bad Taste, I gave it like a 6 or 6.5 or something. So I can't remember what I gave Bad Taste. Bad Taste, I could be more critical, even though I rented it a bunch of times when I was younger and whatever. Because to me, that was just like, okay, good effort, like good first effort, Peter. I can see that you can, a little bit extra money, a little bit extra, budget, get extra crew. I can see you definitely doing something. But for this movie, to be critical on it, there isn't really much of a story at all. There's more like little plot points that are kind of fun, but not really a story that's like a story that would tell someone. It's like it's a love story, but ish. Everything's an ish. It's a love story ish. It's about an overbearing mother-ish, right? Because all these things get introduced, explored for a scene, and then they're thrown out the window for craziness. So Tony, I don't know if I have a system called SPACE: story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. So those are my 5 categories. So the story would get dinged because there really isn't much of a one. Pacing is pretty damn good. I would say. Yeah. I feel it could be under 100 minutes. It's just a little bit before that last 45 minutes in that first hour. I feel you could chop some of it out.
Yep.
The artistry, I'd give a perfect score to. Everything the effects are beautiful for the time and they look great, inventive, crazy. The characters, I mean, I'm not dying over the character. It's not like Paquita's like my favorite character. So let me think about this. You do your scores and I'll come up with. Well, I'm going to say 10 out of 10 to be a shill, but the non-shill score I'll come up with right now. Where's my? I'll come up with a non-shill score.
Tony, you can score what you watched of this. What do you think?
I mean, again, like, I don't know. Like, again, I was lost. Like you, there isn't much of a story there.
Mm-hmm.
The pacing was pretty good. I'm sorry, I don't remember the ace in space.
Oh no, you don't need to use my thing. Just do your own.
Yeah, however you want to score it.
So mine's a 7. I just did 7. I got 7 for me.
The thing is, it was creative. Like, I was giving this a lot of shit, but I would much rather watch something like this than the quirky, haha, you talk too much, Thanos, like Marvel humor.
Yeah.
That we get in, like, not just Marvel, but every fucking movie these days, you know, this weird millennial TikTok humor, fucking Luke Skywalker brushing his shoulder off. Like, it's nice to see something like original.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's nice to see something creative. It's nice to see someone take risks, you know, even if this is a 30-year-old movie, it's refreshing in our modern cinematic landscape. So I don't know. I would give it like, I didn't get to finish it is the problem, but I'd say like a good like 3.5 or 4 out of 5, 6 or 7 out of 10, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd give it 7 out of 10 if I'm doing critical, because I do think the artistry is amazing and the enjoyment factor is perfect. The characters are decent. I like them. I don't love them, but I like them, but I don't love them. The pacing is really good, and the story there isn't really much of a story, so it really falls short on the story component for me on this one, if I'm being critical. But I honestly do think it's a 10 out of 10 because they had fun. Like, they're like, let's make a cool movie and have fun doing it, and let's take the audience on a ride. They didn't sit there and say, what agenda does this need to who does this need to represent? Who is this for?
Yep.
What is it? The target audience is the audience that's going to find it. The target audience, it's a natural target audience. Terrifier is very clear. It's showing you. It's a poster of an evil clown. It's gory. So you know, my wife's like, no. She just sees the poster. No, it's not for me. I already know what this movie is. And what you think it is what it is. So it's a no. This movie, same thing. You look at it, you're like, oh, this is not for me. Perfect. It's not for you. If it's for you, it's for you. Right? So they had fun and they cared about what they were doing. They put thought into it. They didn't hire a director who made one documentary and said, oh, here, why don't you make Eternals or whatever? Or why don't you, right? It's like all of this nonsense crap. Oh, I've got an agenda. Oh, perfect. Why don't you make Black Panther? No, how about you make a bunch of good movies that show how good your craft is, show that you're getting better in your craft and you're progressing. And then you can make Lord of the Rings, which is one of the best things ever made. Not, you can just like, they get, as Tony was saying, these Marvel projects, they just give it to anybody. Like someone walks off the street, here, you're directing Fantastic Four. Who are you? Like, like who are you? Like, what have you made? Like, you know, anyways, that's a rant. So sorry, 7 out of 10. What critic? There you go.
All right, and Tony,
because they don't want division anymore.
No.
They want compliance to keep these properties and franchises being milked, you know, for all they're worth.
Which is odd in terms of the fact that they want to milk these projects and these IPs for all they're worth, and they consistently destroy them and suffer at the box office, which is antithetical to a corporate goal. But no, if I'm scoring this on it, like I said, if I look at, you know, I'll look at characters. Mm-hmm. The characters were fine for what they needed to be. Archetypes didn't matter because you had 2 characters that 3 that really mattered. You know, your ancillary ones. The effects in this were largely practical outside of a few, and they hold up well. Yeah. The gore factor in it is through the roof.
Forget about that.
I mean, you don't need, like you said, you don't need much of a story with this one. Right. I'll give this a 4 out of 5 or an 8 out of 10. It's just, I'm not stacking this up next to other zombie movies by comparison. Yeah. This is in a league of its own. This is in that Return of the Living Dead school of zombie movies, and I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm like. at some point you just got to be like, okay, is this a fun movie or what? Like ultimately, I always like the Siskel and Ebert style of the look. Is this a thumbs up or do you like zombie movies? Yeah, thumbs up. Go see it. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. Forget about we sat here. We dissected this movie for an hour and 14 minutes. It's like, that's fine. We're giving our scores. We're doing our due diligence. We're doing our this is what the audience has come to see. They want to see a discussion. They want to get, okay, what did you actually think? And then there's the look, you're talking to me privately. You're messaging me. I'm like, dude, Dead Alive's fucking awesome. You got to watch this movie, dude. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Okay. That's it. I didn't say, hey, Pete, the storyline isn't as good, but the characters are quite good. I don't talk like that. This is just for my YouTube channel so that I can articulate myself. Otherwise, I don't give a shit. Ask me personally. Did you like this week? Fuck yeah, it was awesome. Like, you could go see it, dude. Like, yeah, it's awesome. No, nobody's gonna come back and say, well, you know what, Jay, you told me to go see Dead Alive, but you didn't tell me that the story wasn't that strong. It's like, right. What are you talking? I'd be like, okay, don't talk to me anymore.
I knew within the first 5 minutes of the movie, like I was like, throw everything out the fucking window. We're in for just keep your hands inside the ride and sit back and enjoy it, because it's going to be bonkers, and that's exactly what it was.
That's why I'm critical on like Eternals or Black Panther, because they're trying to tell you, hey, Eternals is telling you this is going to be an epic film about these characters that have lasted for thousands of years, and it's like a historical picture of how they've shaped humanity or how they've not taken part in things that they should have. And then you watch it, this is boring shit and the characters suck and there's no storyline and nothing makes any sense. This movie. Yeah. Dead Alive, as you said, starts out, you're like, okay, I legitimately, this is going to be a super hot take. I legitimately think Batman and Robin is 1,000 times better than any of those Marvel phase whatever movies. You know why? Because in the first 5 minutes, it's like, this is jokey, silly, colorful, weird. I'm like, oh, this is not going to be The Dark Knight. This is going to be a silly, goofy ass movie, Adam West style, which I love, by the way.
Yep.
I get it. Now I start to think, how good are you making it in this way? Right? Now, it wasn't the right movie to be made at the time because people didn't want that. That's a different topic.
They were starting to get into that darker tonally stuff. That's why Blade hit so hard.
Blade was amazing.
It's a fucking, that is a goddamn brilliant movie.
100%. I saw it twice in like back to back in the theater. I'm like, I gotta see this again.
Yeah, that Batman and Robin was almost like WWF's new generation as far as, like you said, Pete, they weren't hitting the right tone. We were in that cynical grunge 90s era, and he's whipping out Batman credit cards and hella puns and being silly, and it was like, it just didn't match what people wanted at the time. But I don't know. I'll always stick by that original Iron Man, though. I thought that was a fantastic. It felt
Iron Man
different
1,
for a superhero movie.
Iron Man 1, as far as superhero movies go, is fucking amazing.
It's awesome, yeah.
And I like you as well, though. Most people
I don't mind it.
And this is a hot take. I love Iron Man 3, and it is a Christmas movie. I enjoy that one. It's a character study into the psychology of Tony Stark, the psyche of him, and I like that.
Yeah.
I don't hate. Okay, so I just they're not out yet. I post-dated my Iron Man 2. I just reviewed it again, like a review to look back at it, and then 3 should be coming out in a week or two. So you could check it out and see. I didn't mind Iron Man 3 when I first saw it. I hated it. I said, F this movie. It could rot in hell. It ruined the Mandarin. I walked out, I was like, fuck it. It's bullshit. I hate it. It's disgusting. It's stupid. And then I was like, okay, let me watch this again.
Right?
Let me watch it again. And it's Shakespeare compared to what we've got now. But
yeah, but it's not that bad. Weird for me.
Yeah.
The third act was weird.
There's good Iron Man things. Tony Stark is very, very good in that role, and what they're doing with that character, it's very good. The problem is that the Mandarin is ruined, and you teased him, and he's Iron Man's main villain. That is a so that's like saying, oh, the Joker's coming, and then you don't get the Joker. And you might think, well, the Joker's better than the Mandarin, but for Iron Man, that is the Joker. So you ruined his main villain to do a punchline. That is not cool with comic fans. That's number one. The second sin is Pepper Potts. the last 5 minutes tries to wrap up 3 movies where it's like, oh, he cures the shrapnel, she destroys the suits, Pepper Potts beats up the Guy Pearce. Like, what the hell's happening?
He thought that was going to be his swan song, like
right.
Robert
I don't
Downey
like that.
Jr. was planning on leaving, you know?
Yeah. I don't think they should do that in movies. I think James Bond is the way to go. Don't have definitive endings and don't carry baggage on, because if you don't carry the baggage on and you don't have a definitive ending, someone can always come back and continue. If Sean Connery was the only James Bond actor we ever had, we wouldn't be talking about James Bond. We would have said, hey, remember those old Sean Connery movies? That was really cool. And then you would never, Pete and I, we did The Burning, just to bring it back to horror before we go. The Burning. There is only one Burning movie. Right? And it's awesome.
Yep.
Definitely worthy of sequels.
Yeah.
But it didn't get them. Now, we did a stream and said, Pete thought that was great. I thought that was a great movie. That was a great movie, guys. Okay, see you next week. Where's the burning dolls? Where's the posters? Where's the tattoos? Did you get a burning tattoo, Pete? Oh, how come you didn't get a burning tattoo? Because Jason's the best. Right? So why is Jason the best? He's not even in part 1. Well, so Pete, so your tattoo is of the little boy Jason? No, but that was what part 1 was. How can that? Oh, okay, sorry. Well, he came in part 2. Well, I guess it's the part 2. No, it's not the part 2 Jason. Wait a minute, it's not the part 2. Right, because fuck that guy. You want the real Without sequels, there's no franchise.
Yep.
If you have a couple of good movies, that doesn't mean anything. 5 or 6 good James Bond movies, and those are all great. Those Sean Connery ones, the first 4 are masterpieces. But anyways, they're all good. But if it doesn't continue on, there is no James Bond franchise. There's going to be old books by some old guy that they don't care about anymore, and they rewrote them because he used the N-word once or something. And there's going to be a couple of old movies without an elongated franchise. And you might get to, you know what? I really didn't like that Pierce Brosnan. He was terrible. And okay, who cares? But you need, all right. I like them, but I'm just using.
I like Brosnan.
No. I'm just giving an example, right?
Yep.
It's I didn't like George Lazenby. It's like, okay, fine. Well, then that guy comes in, but you need it to continue. You need it to continue in the public eye, or else it dies. Same with Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman died. Sad story. He seemed like a very nice guy. He didn't complain about his cancer. He had cancer and was filming movies and didn't say shit. That's a hero. So he's a hero. He's a great man. You know what? He wants Black Panther to continue because Black Panther is an important character in the Marvel Universe. It is the black superhero, one of the first black superheroes, maybe the first. History is a bit off. Maybe the first black superhero. The first black superhero is not in MCU. Okay, how is that a thing? Like, so Chadwick Boseman died. I know, but guess who else died? Cesar Romero. He died.
Yep.
And he was a great Joker.
How many Jokers have we had?
How many Jokers have we had? Heath Ledger died. Oh, Heath Ledger died? That's it? No more Jokers? Really?
Yep.
Number 1 top-selling comic book villain in the history of all villains? We're not going to do any more with Joker. Heath Ledger, he was... that's stupid talk, right? Yep. That's how you get... How do you take a $1 billion franchise and make it $1 million franchise? Give it to Disney.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's my sorry rant over.
No, like I've been saying anyway, like the Infinity Saga, and how we're starting to get not so good movies, and how they're stepping all over each other and contradicting each other. It should be almost like an anthology saga storytelling. Like you've told the first 20 movies, we told the Infinity Saga. Iron Man's story from start to his death. And then instead of all this multiverse shit and we're bringing in variants and stuff, just soft reboot it. Okay, now we're telling Secret Wars. And it can be like American Horror Story. Maybe some actors come back to refill their boots.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hire another actor for some. And then you wipe the slate clean. You don't have to worry about, what happened back in 2008. We can't do that because in 2008 we did this. Yeah, but it's 2028. Yeah, I know, but the fans, and you can tell a clean story. And you can, almost like Vince McMahon used to write WrestleManias. You can start, okay, this is going to be our peak. This is where this is going to end, and start right backwards. Mm-hmm.
That's wrestling is, again, that's an important thing too. That's how these arcs go. And it's like, and if something isn't that good, swap it around. You're not married to anything. It's to change it around. Oh, this person's boring with the belt. They're not getting any booze. They're not getting heat. They're not getting cheers. Okay, fucking get the belt off. Quick feud. Guy loses the belt. Next guy picks it up. Boom. And if you want it to be a villain because you want to build up a face to fight this guy, okay, make a heel and make him a heel. Don't make him I'm kind of walking around doing nothing. Heel, asshole. NWO, formation of NWO. I've never seen so much garbage thrown in my entire life of watching wrestling since WrestleMania 2. Never missed anything. Dude, I'm sitting there thinking, holy shit, people are legit angry. They're not marking out. They're legit like pissed off. Like I couldn't believe it.
That's the very definition of nuclear heat right there. Was
because they were getting tired of that ultimate baby face, and then Roman comes in and says, "Fuck me, no, fuck you." And that's something the fans hadn't experienced yet.
No, for sure. I was the only guy who was like, yeah.
Same. Same. But
anyway, I got to get going in a minute too, guys.
Yeah, that'll do it for our Brain Dead Alive review. Thanks, Tony, for joining me and Jay. Jay, thanks for being here again, brother.
Yeah.
And
guys, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you to all our channel members, all 36 of you. We appreciate you. Thank you to Eldritch Lord Haster for being here, one of my mods, Burley Sullivan, DJ MR Joel, Gap After Dark, another one of my mods, Cotton Ministries. Let's see. I think Parrot Head was here. Yeah. Casteller, Daniel Garcia. Nice seeing some new names in the chat. Thanks for hanging out, guys. If you're watching this on the playback, hope you enjoyed our review of Brain Dead Alive by Peter Jackson. We will be back next week with another one. Patreon subscribers, stay tuned. I'll have something for you guys. Channel members, I got a lot of spare time this week, so I'll have a stream for you guys. I know I haven't done one in a while. It might be a solo morning stream. Who knows? I'll surprise you. And yeah, we're doing the women's pay-per-view on Sunday, Evolution. That'll be about as entertaining as watching AEW. At least we'll have some TNA to watch while we're suffering through a card full of bathroom break matches.
Oh, come on. I like the girls all look good at least.
That's what I said. At least we got TNA to look at.
I know what you guys are talking. Are these men on the panel or what? Come on.
We're terrible. But no, thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys again this week. You guys know the drill. If we don't see you, have a great day. A pleasant tomorrow. We'll catch you on the next one. And remember, it's always better to burn out and fade away. Bye.